Alright, Skipper isn't gonna be here, so Neo take over.
Yeah, give me a sec. Damn it, I can never find this video files. We must start by looking into Inspector Gregson's movements of late.
I never imagined I might have to be investigating an inspector's movements.
Well, according to the entry in his diary...
Hold on. It's a bit too laggy for my taste. There we go.
He was carrying out an incognito investigation of the red-headed leak the day before his death.
Oh, you mean he was doing the same as Hurley?
Well, Mrs. Sholmes was trying to apply wares the inspector was supposed to be investigating. Whereas...
I do wish it had been the other way around.
Anyway, as it turns out, the inspector who went to investigate the red-headed leak that day wasn't actually Gregson at all. It was Mr. Visual in possession of Gregson's identification.
You know what that sounds like to me? Identity theft. Establishing an alibi.
Oh my! Yes, you're absolutely right, Iris!
But why would Gregson need an alibi?
It would appear that the inspector had something to do that he wished to keep secret.
I don't believe it. I always thought he was just a harmless lover of fish and chips.
But perhaps they were seasoned with something a little more potent than salt and vinegar.
Alright, dude. I think perhaps you should try to move away from food analogies.
Well, anyway, Lord Van Zeeks felt the need to investigate Gregson. Then he was wrong and I was right.
Yes, I agree. We must try to find out what he knows. Also, I'm curious, can we actually examine the mask? I want to see what he says.
I think so.
Yeah, it seems like you can. It's just hard to get your cursor over it. There.
The mask Cosmo wore when he was assigned to Lord Van Zeeks as his apprentice. When he cast it aside after the trial the other day, I just sort of picked it up.
Damn. We ought to give it back to him, I suppose.
But he has his memory back now, doesn't he? And I can't help feeling he might turn around and tell me coldly to wear it myself.
Damn. But isn't he your best friend? Quote unquote?
That's it.
Give me a second, I'm eating ice cream.
I like ice cream.
Vigil, you say? Isn't that the name of the lady who came to visit Hurley yesterday?
That's right. To ask Mr. Sholmes if he would help her to find her missing husband.
Only Mrs. Sholmes completely passed the buck to us. Actually, didn't you say that Mr. Vigil had been taken to the hospital? Do you know which one?
Ah, it's St. Sinners.
I'm starting to wonder if all the other hospitals in London have closed down.
But that's amazing, Bruno. You found the lady's husband already.
Well, I suppose I have. By accident.
And 10 years ago, while Mr. Vigil was the chief warder at the prison, he was responsible for overseeing the professor's incarceration.
No!
So when the convict escaped, he was held responsible and immediately dismissed.
Sometimes I really don't want to grow up.
There's more. For 10 years after that, while he was ostensibly working as a peddler, he also had another secret job. He was paid by Gregson to be his stand-in to impersonate the inspector.
To impersonate Grexy? But why?
I have absolutely no idea.
Ginny was right. I'm starting to think all adults are up to no good now. Including you, Rudo.
What the fuck? I haven't paid anyone to impersonate me. Oh, but your next of kin will.
Mm-hmm.
That means he has
That means he has ties to the professor and to Inspector Gregson, though. So I do think we ought to pay a visit to Mr. Vigil, don't you?
Back to St. Sinners then. He's gonna hate our ass, I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's clear what we need to do, isn't it? Let us investigate, my dear fellows.
Oh, Iris! You're even more enthusiastic than usual today.
If anyone has anything to hide, my special Wilson shooting iron will soon set them straight.
That water pistol?
Oh no, it's got a real bullet in it. It's stuffed full of a piping hot, extra special blend of mine.
Excuse me.
That's even worse.
I'm quite sure it will be very effective.
Sugar plus hot water. That ain't a good combination. I better be careful not to hide anything. Well, it feels a little strange that Mrs. Sholmes is nowhere to be seen, but still. Let's go and see what we can find out.
Yes!
He's off committing crimes.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
He's off being gay and doing crimes.
Not even being gay, just doing crimes. Is that all with you?
No arguments? Oh boy. What's he trying to start?
No arguments, Prosecutor Impact.
Oh.
You will continue with the trial exactly as I instructed. Is that clear? I'm trying to run a damn driver update and I need to...
Perfectly.
Where's the-
Perfectly. It's Kazuma-sama!
defying Lord Strongheart by the sound of it, he never did know when to back down.
Hell yeah. Oh boy.
You have exactly 5 seconds to get the fuck out of my face. On your way now, Allison. Impact.
My lord.
Oh boy.
Oh lord. Hello.
Ah, D-boy!
Kazuma?
E-boy jump scare. Whoop, bye. No, why do you leave? No.
He left without saying a word. Bring that shit, Kazuma!
I want that twink obliterated. Yes. Yes, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, I was just hoping to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind.
I mind. I wanted Van Zeke's trial concluded today. But prosecutor impacts unwelcome inquiries are going to make it take longer than necessary.
Unwelcome inquiries?
He's a loser, a fossil, and is... I don't mean to sound hostile, but the impact is an asshole.
Nah.
Not a coward, an asshole. As a result, I'm losing even more precious time. Currently, 2
Dude,
hours,
we get it.
25 minutes, 41 seconds, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Feel free to step in at any point.
And then we must resolve everything before 3 hours have passed, Mr. Naruhodo.
In a miraculous not even 5 minutes? Anyway, I can't let the man's obvious bad mood put me off. I need information. I don't care how much time you lose him.
Yeah.
Does Prosecutor Sogi believe that Lord Van Zeeks is the Reaper?
I mean, probably. Because that's probably what... Because, like, if Van Zeeks is the Reaper, then that would make him think that he's no better than his father. And that would piss him off a lot, so that's probably why he's prosecuting.
I want that twink obliterated.
I
Pissed. I wouldn't know. Oh, this controller does have motors there. That's freaky. Sorry, I bought a new controller and it's like, there are vibration motors in the triggers and that freaked me the fuck out. That's make this gay. It was 10 years ago that that fateful closed trial that Lord Van Zeeks made a name for himself among the judiciary. But the next trial he fought, he lost. 1, 2. It means the ringleader of a criminal organization was acquitted, thanks to all the jurors being under duress. 15, 16,
But that's awful!
17, 18. The man's freedom was short-lived. He lasted just 3 days.
Damn.
That was the start of the killings.
Yes, let me see. He died in a rock slide at his place of work, I believe.
Yeah, those aren't good.
Yeah.
He died for the funny.
Go for the vine.
Not gonna do it. Do it for the TikTok. Fuck!
No, must resist.
Correct. It was the inauguration of the Reaper of the Valley.
And people believe Lord Van Zeeks was responsible?
He was brought to the trial himself. It was shown to have been it was shown to be an accident.
So he must have had a solid alibi then.
Nevertheless, the mysterious deaths continued. In total, 16 persons perished in unusual circumstances, ostensibly by the hand of the Reaper. Die, die, die.
Happy birthday.
That's a long run of coincidences.
There's no such thing as coincidence.
There's no such thing as coincidence.
There's no such thing as coincidence.
Sorry, I'm still trying to find this one fucking video, but I can never find it. There we go. Jesus. Found it.
Did you?
Well, the Reaper's true identity may well be revealed by this trial.
Sorry, I'm making my controller gay. And the impact that revelation would have on the British Republic cannot be understated.
Is that why it's a closed trial?
Precisely. Ugh. Bisexual controller has been made. This country hasn't seen a closed trial for 10 years.
So the last one was the professors? The trial of Genshin Asogi?
His name is Genshin Impact. Correct.
Actually, we heard that originally. You were going to prosecute that trial yourself, Lord Strongheart.
Fun fact, he received 10 free pulls at the gallows.
Damn.
That's a dark joke. That's a
Oh,
real dark
no.
joke. And if he didn't fucking die... fucking 1 stars. Then Ziggs entrusted me to relinquish the prosecution to him, so that he might avenge his brother's death. Here we are, 10 years later. With the son of the man Van Ziegs had condemned, now looking to avenge his father's death in the same way.
I don't think it's that.
They do say that what goes around comes around.
I don't think he's avenging his father. I think he's more so just angry that Van Zieks is becoming. That he thinks Van Zieks is basically becoming what his father was.
Oh god, I've become my father!
No, not your dad. Cosm's dad.
The new young prosecutor is harboring some ulterior motive as well.
Oh boy.
Kazuma is?
Like my organization I like my organization to run smoothly in the exact manner I prescribe.
You are really a controlling motherfucker.
He's a control freak here.
Please, do I look like a nerd from a Teen Titans cartoon?
No.
You're goddamn right. Dong!
Ah!
As with the giant clock in here, I won't tolerate a single cog being out of step with the others.
You look like Mad Mob, but if he was less cooler. Ah, so that's what all these gears are about in here.
Jams Kane in the throat. If the young man refuses to mesh with the other parts of my great machine, I'll be forced to take steps.
What?
Back the fuck off.
What do you mean?
What I mean is, say some gangster's dissing your girl, you hit him with one of these. Hold up, I need to get the video.
You put their teeth near the sidewalk, and then you step on their back.
And muted. That's what Strongheart is doing. Not something with which you need concern yourself. In any case, all your questions will be answered tomorrow. They'd better be. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Now I shall have to ask you, excuse me, 35, 36, 37. As of this moment, I've been delayed from attending my next meeting by precisely 3 hours.
Oh my! That is a long time!
Not long after that 11 hours one.
Yeah. Bitch!
Cock and ball torture. I cast testicular torsion. And I hold you entirely responsible.
Even though we miraculously managed to fit everything into not even 5 minutes?
Yes. Testicular torsion too.
I wonder if you might agree to us, talking with Prosecutor Asogi?
Fuck you. Fuck your rules. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Rude.
That hurt my feelings.
Discussions between the defense and the prosecution outside the courtroom are generally frowned upon. However, I will make an exception in this case. Now go, you can find him in his office.
Oh, thank you.
I forbid it, sir! Are you forgetting to ask someone?
No one cares, you're in jail.
Is that burgeoning Instagram model? He's a whore, a bitch, and he owes me money. He's a loser, a fossil, and I don't mean to sound hostile, but the prosecution is a coward.
To escape, I must write. You done? Nope.
No.
God damn.
Let's go to see him at once, Mr. Naruhodo.
Kazuma, my best friend in growth in the world, but I'm really not at all sure I know how to talk to him at the moment. That's why we're not going to him first. Duh.
No. Hey, Vanzix. Still reading. Lord Van Zeeks is reading. Look.
He doesn't seem like he wants visitors, does he?
He's just willingly ignoring you again.
But he must have noticed that we're here, surely.
Yeah. Yep.
Had it even been 1 minute, you're already being a racist.
What unicorn is font?
That's no
Back,
way.
baby.
That's no way to greet the lawyer who's trying his hardest to prove your innocence, is it?
Silence, whore. I'm I'm not saying that line. You cannot make me.
What happened?
Zeke's asshole to the end. Perhaps not. But I make an exception for you, bitch. What can I do for you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Lord Van Zeeks, speaking earnestly.
Fuck, shit, piss, cocksucker, motherfucker, contest, turd, and twat.
Oh, the fog will lift over London for the first time in months tomorrow.
It does feel very, very strange.
Wrong. Fog thickening add-on.
Murky region.
I must say, I was impressed.
Oh? Well, thank you.
Not by you, by your fellow Nipponese. Your prosecutor friend.
Oh, I see. Yes.
You're a tawny little whore who's terrible at your job.
Did you loosen me like a lot?
That reaches through bars. It's sardonic, don't you think? For a man such as me, so loathing of the Nipponese, to be entirely at the mercy of you two. I suppose it's retribution for having been part of the Reaper for all these years.
Played the
Die,
part?
die, die! Yes, I play DPS every time I start up the Overwatch.
You once told me that you gladly allow people to believe you were the Reaper, because it helped reduce the amount of serious crime that took place in London. He's Batman!
I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am the racist. I mean Batman.
Oh.
If keeping quiet and playing the part benefits the cause, a cause I myself am committed to pursuing. So why would I choose to say anything else? I thought there was more to that sentence, I'm not gonna lie.
Your mind just added a couple of words.
It felt like it should go on a little longer, okay?
But the henchman of a colonel killed by the Reaper attacked you only the other day. And that was just the most recent of many attempts on your life, wasn't it? Someone is clearly profiting from your silence about all of this. Someone is using you!
They are dead, are they not? Have you not heard of a burning hammer? Perhaps a brain buster? The Tennessee titty twister?
Oh yeah!
Believe me, ever since the Reaper first appeared, I've been doing my utmost to expose him. Or rather, expose the organization.
Organization?
Oh fuck, Organization 13's getting involved. Mickey Mouse is coming, y'all!
Light, heart, dark!
Hey, fellas, did somebody say mention the door to darkness?
Sora! Donald! Goofy!
Phew, the snowstorm can't get us here.
Oh boy.
I don't know how anybody can do a Donald Duck voice. Like, how the fuck do you
Oh, that's
manage?
I will kill my voice if I try that.
Yeah. All I can do
Let's
is
keep going! Let's go, baby!
Ah, it's a whole organization?
Dance, water, dance!
Dance, water, dance! I still can't believe that fucking Weather Channel music sounds so similar to one of the Kingdom Hearts songs. It's so funny. Like, what the fuck? What composer popped off so hard?
For what?
There was a video I watched that was like, is this a Kingdom Hearts song or a Weather Channel song?
Oh yeah! Oh!
The Storm Alert one.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the wild part. That was actually done by a fucking Square Enix fucking
Really?
composer. I can't remember
Holy
which
shit! No wonder. Because it sounds exactly like one of the other Kingdom Hearts tracks that like played before it.
one.
Like it had the exact melody. It was so funny.
A Storm Alert theme.
You know, Storm Alert like 2007? Oh, it's 2006. I found it. No, this is the wrong one. Oh wait, no, I got it. It just started off and I didn't recognize it. Put it muted. Like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, this is Yoko Shimomura, who did Kingdom Hearts 2
Oh my god.
and the first one, and Live a Live, and Final Fantasy 15, and Street Fighter 2. Oh, I didn't know. It's inconceivable that all those accidents were orchestrated by one man. No, I think the Reaper always appears to have a very accurate information about the accused in each case. Which can only mean that somebody at Scotland Yard is involved.
Someone at... You can't mean...
It's taken me many years, but I finally identified the central figure of this Reaper organization.
What? You really think Gregson would do all this shit? Really?
Who's the current best Reaper player?
I don't know. Time to look it up.
Meowcat 4382. This is at all accurate.
The Ritaski's just like, what?
Tobias Gregson.
He's the #1 Reaper player in Europe. No!
Gregson? The Reaper? I don't believe it.
More of a soldier 76.
Yeah, I don't.
He's more of a soldier 76, really.
No, he's a Tracer player.
Widowmaker, final offer.
No, that French guy is a Widow player. So the reason you are investigating Inspector Gregson is because you intended to expose him as the Reaper?
As I said, the Reaper of the Bailey is no singular person. It's a highly secret organization of close ties to Scotland Yard. But there's no doubt that Gregson was a key member of that organization. Organization 13. Is it all to darkness?
Light heart, dark. Light heart, dark heart, light heart, dark heart, dark heart, light. Like the dark heart.
I don't believe it. Are you saying that Gregsy? That he was behind all those awful criminals meeting the...
Oh. So he's saying he, like, hired hitmen?
He hired Hitman Zilch.
Yeah. He hired, the Phantom's ancestor.
He hired Mukuro Ikusawa.
Gregson does the dirty work himself. He has ties to hell. He calls this demon named Blitz. Ah, god damn it! I'm going back to London.
Oh!
There's no
Mark's
place
home, my fucking
like
calls.
London. Do you get it? Do you get it? Ah. Good, you got it.
Stab, stab, stab. Fucking bit at the very end of Operation Weeaboo with this stab, stab, stab. Thoroughly sick of Emberlyn. He was the tactician. His job was to cover the investigate the marks and plots and assassinations. I am tired as fuck. I had to walk all over East Jesus today.
It's okay.
You think eventually I would eventually get a bike, but no.
No.
Time to get some wheelies.
With the way I go through shoes, that's a very bad idea. I'm dancing all over the ground. The ground is sandpaper. In order to do that without arousing suspicion, you regularly needed a firm alibi.
Which is where Mr. Vigil came in, posing as the inspector.
Yeah. The Vigil knows nothing of the Reaper. He's a fucking Zaya man. But the Reaper, the room... But the room he rents on Fresno Street was almost certainly Zaya's
Fresno Street?
Yeah, it's a,
Look,
it's
I
a
am
nice
tired.
seat.
It's fine.
I am functioning off of 20 Wendy's McNuggets, a thing of fries, and sleep deprivation, maybe. Normally I sleep until 4. I did not do that today. Debatably a net positive. Gregson would have met the assassins there for briefings.
So we don't actually know who carried out the killings then. I was Jacob and Evie Fry.
Actually, I do have a name.
You... What?!
Well, if you can name the man, you have the true identity of the Reaper already then.
Or, if I can name... the woman.
What?
What?
Oh.
Booba. She's a young woman by
What?
the name of...
Wait, what?
You mean
the
that...
name of... Assassin.
What? Oh my god, that's real!
Oh my god!
I forgot it was abbreviated to just A!
What?
I didn't think...
Wait, Shin?
Oh my god,
What
Asian
the
assassin.
fuck?
I'm gonna kill. Someone's gonna die.
Miss Assassin? The true name of the terrifying killer I know only too well? She was an assassin? What?
What the fuck? That must have been a front.
As your auditory deference.
She came to Japan posing as a visiting student and murdered Dr. John H. Wilson. Oh, that must have been one of her targets. Then,
Oh no!
then just
Oh
when,
no!
Then just when it
Sorry.
seemed that the diplomatic protection would help her escape Japan and
I
convict her,
kept interrupting you. I'm sorry.
the mysterious woman was herself murdered in a small summer beach hut.
All of them were fucking.
And that woman was actually the Reaper of the Bailey?
What the fuck? What? That's so out of nowhere. Mr. Naruhodo, this perhaps isn't the place to discuss.
No, of course not. We can't mention it here. The fact that she killed Dr. John H. Wilson,
No, we can't talk about that.
because Iris doesn't know, it's very likely that the man was her father. Don't look at me like that with your innocent eyes.
Assassin. I should let father know at once.
Yes, I agree.
Jesus Christ.
So she's the Phantom's ancestor. Okay.
I guess so. Well, wait, she's dead now.
She could have had a kid when she was alive. We don't know.
I guess. How old was she? We never checked.
I think it's just question mark, question mark.
God damn it.
Any we checked right now will probably say deceased.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I forgot. The original Doink was actually kind of an asshole. Sorry. Yeah, Dark Side of the Ring stuff.
Oh.
If you want a very, very, very fucking good series of wrestling documentaries, Dark Side of the Ring is incredible. There's more than a few episodes where just like bring a tissue if you know anything about the story.
So yeah, why the fuck was an assassin in part of the call? Part of the Morse code message. What the fuck?
So, are you familiar with the Assassin's Creed series? This is actually long-term booking for Assassin's Creed Shadows.
No, you mean Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Duh.
No, I definitely mean Shadows.
But Syndicate is the one that takes place in London. That makes it funnier.
But Shadows takes place in Japan!
But we're not in Japan!
Well, the first case took place in Japan! And involved an assassin!
Yeah, but she was British.
And so was the guy from the start of Assassin's Creed 3!
We're not talking about Assassin's Creed 3. We're talking about Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Yeah. Ah! Castlevania jump scare. Kazuma, isn't it? Kazuma Impact. You'll say he's a friend of yours.
My best friend, quote unquote. He's the whole reason.
Oh, you're the reason I don't like it, you. That's the reason why I don't like him, and he owes me money.
He's the whole
He smells of you.
No. He's the whole reason I got to come to Britain. It was all on his merits. I have nothing but respect for him. And I can suck his dick like a blowpipe.
Grab my throat.
Ah.
Yeah, I understand. Only the very best students are selected for such opportunities.
I ain't one
Of which you are not. Why the fuck are you here?
Destiny.
Why are you here? Tell me now! You won't tell me it's out.
Destiny.
Ah.
Ah. Do you believe in destiny, Van Zeeks?
I believe in destiny this knee into your balls. And I had a fine demonstration of how sharp he is in the proceedings. Earlier today, you missed nothing. You missed everything.
Oh?
In fact, his flawless performance very much reminded me of his father.
Genshin Asogi? The professor?
Yes, Genshin Impact.
Is Asogi. You're just stupid.
It's true that the aristocracy at the time was the root of numerous grave societal problems. See, the problem was that we lived in a society.
Yeah.
They were abusing their power, playing with the common man as pawns in politics and in economics, in war, in lovemaking, in
War. I love making.
in circus acts, in cheap DVD rental places,
In a butchery.
in a partridge in a patry. That's terrible. Cut that.
No.
In many ways, Asogi was carving out the canker from society that the British couldn't deal with ourselves. Want to know how I got this accent?
I see. Not really.
My father was a German man, and my other father was a country boy, and my third father was a British man. Why so serious, Mr. Wright? I am Joker Edgeworth.
No.
Terrible. Cut this whole thing. Delete this part of the video. This doesn't exist. my humor is rancid because I am tired.
Athena Batman breaks every bone in Joker Edgeworth's body. Now talk.
It can't hurt me in a way that matters. But that's precisely why it doesn't make any sense. God, yeah. Clint Van Zieks was a noble and upstanding man. He wasn't corrupted. Why did that damn Japanese have to go and take my brother's life? In spite of having once saved mine.
He saved your life? How
Whoa.
did that happen? He saved his life. That's how it happened.
Details.
Yeah, it was 10 years ago on a foggy night. The trapper was right behind me. I ran out of pallets. What was to be Professor's final strike had sent a wave of panic through the capital.
So Clint Van Zieks has already been killed at this point then. Your existence is but a fleeting flame!
Genshin Impact and I were walking down some back streets at a late hour. I pulled some sweet 5-star waifus. And a very, very hot est here. Husbando. Of course, at that point, I had no idea of the true nature of the man at my side. All of a sudden,
Don't make a peep. You're coming with us.
Whoa.
meanwhile, the Castlevania game, we were surrounded.
This is obviously Alucard with a mustache and a Belmont.
All of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves.
Oi, Yui. This looks like a Belmont.
I see what's happening here. This is JoJo Part 1. So one of these guys is REO Speedwagon, and he's going to be the best character in the series by far. One would even argue that Robert E.O. Speedwagon carries this shit.
Do you believe that?
Partly. Speedwagon fucking rules, okay? Speedwagon fucking rules. Clint was not only from noble heritage, he was a brilliant prosecutor as well. The scum of London hated the sight of him, and they had no sympathy for his younger brother either. I've been targeted several times before already.
Yeah, it's Van Zeke's alright. We got him.
My Corsair, my...
Good job, Art.
No,
No way.
my cravat.
Yeah, you're
No,
right.
Scarlet. No, because it's not tucked in.
It is
If it's
cravat.
tucked in, it's a job.
Your argument made my switch die.
Stop fighting!
Shut the fuck up! I don't care.
This is important fashion discussion! Anyway, my cravat, I could hear them murmuring among themselves. They were after me. I knew they were after me about that. But just then I thought my time had come.
I'm pretty sure this is Genshin talking.
Yeah, this is Genshin.
I got this. Don't do a silly voice. Don't do a silly voice. For a very brief moment, I was just like, goofy voice. Goofy voice. If I let them kill you, Clint would never forgive me. It was a Soga's voice, just a whisper in my ear. It was far less silly than I
Dumb.
remember. Huh?
Clint would never forgive me.
After that, I don't remember exactly what happened. Next thing I know, there was silence all around. Genshin Impact lying on the cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He shielded me. He had the Jesus scars.
He caught the bullet.
He caught the bullet.
2 days later, they arrested him.
Hey,
Hello.
Skipper.
What
How you doing?
What I missed?
We found out, well, Van Zeeks has a theory that the Reaper of the Bailey is Assassin, which is the woman who was Jezebel Brett,
Oh,
because she was an assassin. And she thinks that Gregson ordered her around to do all the killings.
ooh.
Oh, wait, the new there I ruined it is something truly vile. Something true. Evil was constructed this day. John Dever singing War Pigs. And the thing that gets me about Derry Root is the guy who does it only uses AI for a filter. So he knows how to sing like John Dever, but he doesn't have the exact voice. So the fact that it sounds so perfect is so scary. It's like this man knows how to sing like John Dever and make this sound good. I hate this. I hate this. Country roads take me home. Judgment Day, I must atone. No more war pigs.
How much lines did I miss?
You missed a lot, and it sounds like you ain't gonna be able to talk.
On suspicion of being London's most notorious mass murderer ever. Sir Professor.
How awful for you.
All at once. I lost the brother I revered, and the foreign friend I held in such high regard.
Not sorry, Lord Van Zeke.
Come here!
Ah!
I'm going to drag you through these bars! That's the end of my miserable tale. I never thought I'd recount it to anyone.
My tale of woe. Well, thank you for confiding in me.
You better get me out of this fucking jail cell, you fucking Nipponese piece of shit.
I don't feel like helping you anymore.
You love me too much to deny it. I've got you there. Oh.
Skipper died.
The Professor, the Reaper, and Inspector Gregson. I wonder just how intimately related they all are.
I still can't quite believe that Gregson was essentially the Reaper, giving assassination orders to Jezebel Brett.
Listen, hold on. Let's go and inform my father. Ow.
Yeah, careful, don't hurt yourself, Skipper.
Let's hear about this new information.
Oh, that means I get to meet your daddy, Susie! Hooray!
Actors don't come cheap if they're broken. Yes, alright. Let's head back to Great Waterloo Hotel then. And we're not gonna see Cosmo, sorry Neo. You're gonna have to wait still.
I thought it yesterday and I think it again today. This place is so princely.
It's a wild guess, but I have a feeling you'll think the same tomorrow too.
My tea has a finer fragrance than whatever they're serving in the tea room here, though, wouldn't you say?
Ah, look who we have here. This is an unexpected pleasure. That bowler has... That hat is covering his best feature.
His forehead.
No, his hair.
Ah.
Oh, is this your daddy, Susie? How lovely!
A charming young lady. And you are? Ah, really? So you're the author of the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, are you?
He really does look like a completely different person with that
That's me,
hat.
Iris Wilson, at your service, sir. Susie's been such a wonderful friend to me over the last year, you know.
Well, Miss Wilson, I must say I read your work regularly and with much interest. I bet you
actually
do.
lives with Mr. Sholmes, you know, Father.
Is that so? Well, perhaps that goes some way to explain that bright look in your eyes. You wouldn't be smiling so arrogantly if you knew just how bright she is, believe me. Now then, young Naruhodo, it was a pleasure seeing you in action earlier. As an invitee of the symposium, I was allowed to observe from the gallery, after I twisted some arms. And I must say, it was a truly exemplary performance.
Exemplary.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Although I'm fairly sure you omitted by Cosma on the end there.
Mm.
No, please don't misunderstand. It was you who impressed me. Really? You didn't miss a step against Asogi. We all know how capable he is. Really to have matured to such a fine defense lawyer in less than a year is quite extraordinary. You could say you're an ace attorney. It's very kind of you to say so. And really nice to hear. You're my son now. Wait, What I saw in court today confirmed what I've been hoping for. The favor I mentioned yesterday, Naruhodo. I trust you haven't forgotten.
Oh.
Oh, no, you did mention something, didn't you?
But first, we have something to report, Father.
Of course. Shall we take tea while we discuss matters further? I wonder where Judge Goku has got to. I wonder where Goku is.
Did he read your mind?
Dead in Dr. Doom's castle.
Father, do you know about the so-called Reaper of the Bailey?
I heard you're pretty strong. Let me fight you. I heard your rumors. Some members of the judiciary explained it all to me yesterday. Of course, when I was visiting student here in London, the Reaper was yet to emerge. Right, he didn't appear until after that case when the visiting student had already returned home. Lord Van Zeeks, who was in the dock today. That was Barak, the younger brother of Clint Van Zeeks, I believe.
That's right. And he's named out London as the Reaper, as you've heard. But the truth is, it wasn't him behind all those mysterious deaths. It was somebody else.
I see. So, what you're saying is, there's been a professional killer at work here. A phantom, even. Exactly. Someone by the name of Assassin, in fact. I beg your pardon.
It's such a...
Did you say Assassin? You mean that Giselle Brett woman was responsible for killing my great friend?
Yeah.
Oh no!
A friend. No! Don't tell! Don't tell her!
Oh no! A friend of yours was killed!
Mikotoba, hold your tongue! Don't say the name!
Professor Mikotoba, I think perhaps we should discuss this right now.
Come on.
Wait.
Because the professor is talking about Dr. John H. Wilson.
Come
And
on.
that's not something we want Iris to find out about. Not like this, anyway.
Ever? Come on.
I mean, I'm
Your
sure
dad
they
is
want...
dead!
He's dead and he's never coming back!
Starts shaking the child violently.
Poor Iris!
Something.
Don't you understand? They're dead!
Those delicious looking biscuits.
Was shot down by an assassin!
That was...
Murder! Murder!
It was cold-blooded murder!
That was rather out of the blue. She's doing this deliberately.
I think I'll go and see if I can purchase them. I wonder, would you like to come too, Iris?
Oh yes! You just try to leave me behind!
Okay, they're gone.
Dead!
But like it's still loud enough for them to hear.
So that young girl
Can't just leave her in the dark forever.
is called Iris Wilson, is she? Yeah, we can. Yes, that's right.
She's wondering why her dad didn't come back to her when she turns into an adult.
Sean will tell her. Probably.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he seems like the best person to tell.
And she's the author of all those adventure stories.
Because
starring the
he's
great
basically
Detective
been
Sholmes.
her
Foster
adopted dad. Yeah.
But the name of the credited author isn't Iris, is it? is Dr. John H. Wilson. Yes, I know. That's the name of her father, you see. Her father? Dr. John H. Wilson. I was deeply indebted to the man for all the kindness he showed me during my time in London. That's why I was keen to
Reciprocate.
Okay. That's why I was keen to reciprocate and invite him to the Imperial Yume University 4 years ago. But he was murdered last year by Giselle Brett, or Assassin, as we call her now. Why? Why would the hand of the Reaper stretch all the way to Japan?
I'm assuming it has something to do with that message.
Iris knows nothing about that case, but it seems very likely that the victim, Dr. Wilson, was her father. Well, I can't say that we ever spoke about his family, so I don't know if he had a daughter or not. But I think I could say with some certainty that he was never the great detective's partner. So, it could have been
What?
another Dr. Wilson, you think?
There's another one? What? There's two Wilsons?
Well, John and Wilson are both common names after all. Still, it's probably best not to mention this to the young lady until we can be sure. That's what we thought, yes. Ooh, cinnamon
Sorry, this
biscuits.
got distracted by something. It's like, apparently, the new upcoming Magic the Gathering set. Okay, so there's a card in Magic already called Meat Hook Massacre. Apparently, there's going to be a card called Meat Hook Massacre 2. They're just leaning full into the horror movie aesthetic for this set, and I am so for it.
Yeah.
Just, fuck you, the sequel is here.
We're back with cinnamon biscuits.
Oh, they smell delicious, Iris.
I think cinnamon will go very well with the tea they serve here. Don't you, Susie?
Susie, you're the one with the pink hair. Yes, I'm sure you're right, Iris.
Or Judge Goku. I haven't seen Judge Goku for a while, have you? Australian Judge.
Oh.
I'm no Australian, I'm from hell! I don't know where fucking Australia is! Cunt! Guilty! Give me $50.
But that guilty is still ringing in my ears. No, now you mention it. I haven't seen him since this morning either. Where did he
Oh, boy.
go?
Where did he fucking go?
Peace out, going back to hell.
I suppose since the symposium opening was postponed, I've gone to explore at the Great Exhibition.
That reminds me of something you mentioned yesterday. About Tatsujiko having once been a doc himself.
Ah, yes. It was all tied up with that accursed trial. The closed trial of Kazuma's father. Seishiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and, actually managed to break the witness stand. What?
Jesus Christ, dude.
He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged. Oh dear. Although it's worryingly easy to imagine him doing that. Well, it was all alright in the end. He was acquitted and we returned home to Japan together. But he also had to pay for that bench.
Thank goodness.
Ah,
And
yes.
yet the airboy doesn't have to pay for the that sculpture?
No,
Unacceptable!
Ah, yes. Talking about Sushiro, I have a copy of the photograph we all took together here yesterday. Please. Nah, my screenshot's better.
Oh, what a lovely picture.
It certainly seems to shout, "We arrived in Britain!" This image will be important later.
I don't like that.
We know.
I mean, it's in the court record, of course. I mean, something in the court record might be important.
None of us had any idea what was coming when we took that, did we?
No, no, that's so true.
So, you mentioned a favor that you'd like to ask me? Well, this faithful trial that you're fighting. One way or another, I'm gonna get you. It will be over before long.
I found Simon Belmont. He can ball!
When it is, I'd like you to accompany me back to Japan. You want me to...
What?
Father, what's the meaning of this?
Now, Susato, you should understand. You've seen how our courts work firsthand. Japan's judicial system is in infancy, especially when it comes to defense.
You mean...
The Supreme Court of Judicature Judicature is in desperate need of a good defense lawyer. A great ace attorney, as it were. As soon as possible, really quite urgently, in fact. But, I've not even been in London a year yet! I read all of Susato's reports. I'm well aware of your extraordinary talents. And having seen you in action with my own eyes, earlier today, there's no question. You, Naruhodo, are precisely the man our country needs. Pressure! Pressure! Pressure!
Pushing down on
So-
me! Pushing
Pushing
down!
down on you. You're an asshole.
So you be leaving then?
Don't need to be rude about it.
Then what am I supposed to do, Father?
I don't know. You came here to serve as Hisogi's judicial assistant. Oh yes, she's supposed to be Kazuma's assistant. Our government is still in the process of deciding how best to deal with his situation, though.
Yeah, because he's certainly in one.
You've always chosen your own path, Susato, and I trust your judgment in this matter also.
Father!
I like Miko Tova. Please, the pair of you, don't look so downcast. It's merely a suggestion, you understand? A hope if I'm honest, but I won't force you. All I ask
Oh, that's good.
that you consider it and come to a decision by the time this trial concludes. Yes? Alright.
With my food analogies. Internet.
You won't leave, will you?
Stop looking at me with those big old eyes!
No.
The thought hadn't even crossed my mind. Up until now, I'd just been trying to do what I believe to be Kazuma's will. But it turns out that he's still alive, so...
Ooh.
Where does that leave me?
Oh, damn.
I have no compass anymore. Well, if you'll excuse me now. I need to telegram government ministers and the Japanese police with this information about Assassin.
Of course, Father. Thank you.
I look
Is that
forward
a nun?
to next month installment, Miss Wilson. If Cosmo's alive and Susato is Cosmo's assistant, where does that leave me?
Oh, good. Please do come to Baker Street sometime, won't you? And not to entertain you.
I would be delighted. The best of luck for tomorrow's Naruhodo. And give my suggestion your full consideration, won't you? Yes, I will. Going back home?
You know, Kazuma-sama has always meant a great deal to my father. I'm sure he loves the chance to meet with him and talk to him about all of this.
Yes, no doubt. Assassin. Of course, it's so obvious. How could I neglect to consider the possibility before now?
What are you doing?
Ah! Mr. Sholmes?
Holly, where have you been?
Why, I joined you all for tea, of course. What an extraordinary question.
I didn't notice you at all.
No matter, no matter. Anyway, the more pressing concerns, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? I must dispatch a telegram to your country at once. It's a matter of much urgency. To Japan, you mean? Tell me, to whom can I entrust the task? Quickly now, who?
Well... My father's just now left to send a telegram to the Imperial Police Bureau of Japan himself.
I see. Well, he looks reliable enough for a bearded fellow.
I don't think what father sports could be considered a beard, Mr. Sholmes.
There's not a moment to lose. Kindly ask your trusty unshaven father to see this sent.
Mr. Vigil that she formed the prisoner, responsible for some of the professor's incarceration. I will, but what is it?
Dog shit punk.
No question at this time, if you please, Miss Susato. All we can do is pray that for once, my deduction is awry.
Huh?
Doesn't that imply your deductions are normally correct, Mrs. Sholmes? Which is 1,000! You may be surprised to learn that I am a very busy man. I certainly have no time to hide behind set cheese and eavesdrop on other people's conversations. So that's what joining us for tea meant.
Spill the tea.
I leave the sending of this in your hands then, my dear fellows. Phew.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Wait a minute, Mr. Sholmes!
He just sort of ran off, didn't he?
You
Quite a
fell
pace.
off!
I left the unpaid bill for his tea behind too.
Oh, fucking course.
I must catch up with father at the telegraph office at once.
Then I'll run and call us a cab. Straight away.
But I'm by myself. That was me thinking everyone would be clamoring to pay Mr. Sholmes' bill. They all fucking suck. I hate all of them. I have no friends.
I have no friends. They disappoint me.
Bum 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 bum. I thought you left.
This is the ward where Mr. Vigil was brought, apparently.
To be frank, ah!
Ah!
I'm a little worried about seeing him again.
Yeah.
Ah, the lawyer. Hello again.
Is that Belmont?
Are you feeling better now, Mr. Vigil?
Does that unlock Simon, or do I have to do all three? Probably have to do all three.
Yes, thank you. Somewhat better. Making me live my suicide was not on my today's agenda. Sorry. I'm so sorry to have caused you to... I mean, it was because of me. If I hadn't exposed your secret and forced you to remember things you obviously tried to forget...
I mean, Kazuma pushed him to do that, but I don't think it was wholly Kazuma's fault either.
The prosecutor was here until a few moments ago, too. You just missed him. Did he say so?
Yeah!
Oh, Kazuma beat us to it? He said much the same as you. He was very apologetic.
Yeah, he was apologizing. Aw.
But the truth is, I brought all of this upon myself. Please don't think like that. Keeping it from Evie, my wife, all those years, I carry such a sense of guilt.
Looks like he's gonna snap his neck.
That's not the worst of it.
Never mind.
Over time, I obviously came to deceive myself as well.
You mean, what's your dismissal?
Looking back now, I'm beginning to think that perhaps Inspector Gregson didn't stumble across me by accident at all. I mean, he compensated me so generously for acting as his stand-in. He was clearly concerned for my well-being and doing what he could to help. So perhaps Gregson knew exactly what had become of Mr. Vigil all along then. This is just desserts for 10 years of lies and deception, but... It wasn't me that helped the professor escape 10 years ago! It wasn't me! I swear it! I swear it's true!
Oh,
So they
Mr.
got
Vigil.
you, fuck you up at execution? Wasn't me.
I'm sure you'd rather not dredge up even more from your past at this time, but... If possible, could you tell us anyway? Bitch.
I don't think he's okay.
I want to. I need to get all of this off my chest. I just want someone to tell me what I should have done. Inspector Gregson was obviously engaged in a special operation of some sort. He was investigating something that even Scotland Yard couldn't know about. Details of the Reaper's marks? Yes. It was when he had to carry out those investigations that I would take his identification and impersonate him. You pretended to be the inspector and carry out investigations on his behalf? Oh no, never! A common street peddler couldn't possibly carry out a proper police investigation. All I would do is go to the specified location and make a little hoo-ha.
Why does this sound like bootleg Primus music?
Just something to leave an impression, so everyone there would think a detective called Gregson was here.
Don't you got a game? I just got knocked over by skateboard by demons. That's the only way I can explain that.
Yeah. Yes. He asked me to make an appearance at the park on Lime Street for the Red-Headed League event. So as usual, I flashed the inspector identification around and was very vocal about my presence.
But then you were taken prisoner by those red-headed fraudsters.
Yes. So, you would always make a point of showing Gregson's identification and generally being loud? That's what the inspector asked me to do, yes.
Well, that's one way of becoming a legendary detective, I suppose. Not a good one, though.
And as you know, I suffered this bruising around my neck at their hands. But the following day, they kept their word and released me. Without returning the inspector's identification to you, however? He had to arrange to meet in the Fresno Street room at 5 that day so I could report back to the inspector. But at the agreed time, that's when I heard the gunshot. It was at midnight on the 17th June 10 years ago. That was the time scheduled for the execution. But the professor's execution never actually took place, did it?
Or rather, the execution itself must have been used to effect a plan of escape. I hardly dare to imagine what a chilling plan it was.
Barclay was renowned for being the highest security prison in the country. Everything that went in or out of the place was searched multiple times. But there was one notable exception. Or rather, one notable loophole. Something that was never questioned.
All I can imagine is he pulled a fucking Tai Lung prison escape.
I have a feeling I know what that loophole was now. The coffins into which the bodies of the executed convicts were placed, correct? Yes. Once the coroner had confirmed the death of the condemned convict, which we know was Scythe, the body was taken in its coffin for immediate burial in Lowgate Cemetery just behind the prison.
So what was the method of execution again?
So did
was
Scythe?
The chief warden first had to sign the necessary papers. And after that, no member of the staff was permitted to touch the coffin containing the body again. When execution took place, only the executioner and the coroner were permitted inside the chamber.
I'm thinking Scythe might have let him go.
I would wait in the adjacent room for word that the condemned convict was dead. On that occasion, once I had that confirmation, I went into the mortuary to find a lone coffin as usual. The procedure was that I would sign the paperwork having checked the coffin, then nail it shut. But for some reason that day, the coffin was already nailed shut.
No!
I didn't think anything of it at the time. I assumed that my deputy must have checked the coffin and nailed it shut before I arrived. So you mean the coffin contained... Yes, I can only imagine that Asogi, having escaped his execution somehow, was alive inside the coffin. The coffin was then taken out through the main gates and deposited in Lowgate Cemetery.
Presumably there wouldn't have been enough air inside to breathe for long.
So in the early hours following the burial, somebody dug up the coffin again to set Genjin free?
But in the end,
It was Agnak that did it.
he was fatally shot in the graveyard anyway. What on earth really happened in Lowgate Cemetery that night, I wonder?
I'm afraid I really don't know. All I can say is that with certainty are two things. Asogi couldn't possibly have escaped that way without help from somebody working in the prison.
That is just actual Primus.
And that somebody was not me. Obviously, you knew the man then. The professor, I mean, Genshin Asogi. Yes, I remember him well, in fact. Would you mind telling us what you know? Well, goddamn that typing.
Sorry.
Well, having been condemned to death as he was, any contact I had with the man was short, obviously. After that trial, which was carried out behind closed doors, attended only by elite members of the judiciary, they called for his execution to be carried out at the earliest possible opportunity. The outcome of the trial was set from the beginning, wasn't it?
It was a time of delicate diplomacy when Britain and Japan were in the process of signing an important treaty. That meant that this potentially
Oh,
destabilizing
fuck up
case
that
had to be
base,
dealt with
Claypool!
and discreetly.
The man had less than a week in total. As I was the chief warder, I oversaw his short stay in the cells until his final hour. I remember being struck deeply by his noble character and incredible resilience. What do you mean exactly? He was a killer of many men, but was always quiet and polite. He was a gentleman and a man of intellect. In fact, I couldn't bring myself to believe what he'd done, so I asked him one day. Those 5 members of the aristocracy whose lives were taken, were you really responsible? Hey, Genshin.
Genshin!
So he's saying he did kill somebody, but it might not be the aristocracy.
No, who's voicing him?
Math.
Mass was, yeah.
Huh, what?
It's Genshin.
It's Genshin.
I'm guilty of an unforgivable crime. Of ending another human's life, yes.
He was vague as fuck.
And that's all I got for you folks! That's all I got for you folks, okay? I'll be right back on later. I'm the professor. Go.
The following day, the closed trial took place, and the verdict was no surprise. Guilty. That night, when he was brought back to his cell, I saw something. Something unusual. Something unusual? What? The last will and testament of Genshin Asogi.
Oh.
Genshin in. Give me your credit card.
Well, as I said, it was the night following his trial,
Oh shit.
after he'd been found guilty. I was doing the rounds of his cells, and when I looked into Asogi's, I noticed that he seemed to have a sheet of paper in his hand. Ah, his last will and testament then, presumably. As soon as he noticed me, he hurriedly shoved it behind his back.
Why did you find that so unusual? Isn't it normal for a man to pen a will when he knows his death is nigh?
Yes, that's true. But there was a special condition to Asogi's incarceration, you see. What sort of conditions? Well, even though he was held in a cell designed for condemned inmates, he was allowed to keep his personal effects with him, with one exception. Really? He was allowed his things? That's unusually certainly. That is unusual, certainly. Kristoff kept his things. Of course, he's been convicted of killing 5 members of the aristocracy. But at the same time, he was a guest in our country from the Empire of Japan. The powers that be were determined that his final days shouldn't be needlessly uncomfortable.
And what was the exception you mentioned to the personal effects he was allowed?
That was the point. He wasn't permitted to have writing materials. Specifically, no pens or paper.
So, she was prevented from leaving any written record of what had happened to him.
Oh boy. Trying to silence him?
Yes, that was the long and short of it. I have no idea where he obtained that paper.
Someone gave it to him.
Any writing materials would have been confiscated from him upon his incarceration. As I said, he hid the paper behind his back and then he pleaded with me. Or did you just hide behind your back? Your lifeline.
Oh. Jeez.
It's Genshin again, Mass.
Oh. Please. Please turn a blind eye. This is my lifeline.
But you know it's against the rules.
You're the only person who's seen. If you just agree to keep quiet.
Alright then. What was on the paper?
A last will and testament. This will is the only weapon I have now. I'm going to turn it into a gun.
How can a will be a weapon?
It must say like some kind of truth about what happened.
So I decided to pretend I see nothing. I let him keep his will. But then later, it just seemed to vanish without a trace.
Oh great, someone took it.
What? What do you mean it vanished? It went poof.
It would seem that...
They don't took
isn't
my
the
last
end
will
of-
testament!
It seems
Huh?
that isn't the end of the story this mysterious
That is not even
will.
remotely even close to a goofy voice. What the fuck was that?
I was the only person who saw Sogi's will, but somehow it disappeared. It was after Sogi's execution.
Which was actually an elaborate jailbreak.
The warders gathered up Sogi's possession that were in his cell. They were all to be sent back to his family home in Japan, you see.
Dear poor Kazuma-sama.
And you're saying that it wasn't anywhere to be found among his personal effects? The will, I mean. That's right. Though I didn't search through them myself. But Governor Caden was livid. He was screaming, "It cannot have disappeared completely."
That doesn't quite make some sense. It doesn't quite make sense though, does it?
Yeah, because Daly was the only one who knew about it, so how would the other people know about the note?
In what way?
Well, we'd understood that only Mr. Vigil was aware of the will's existence. In which case, how did the prison governor know to look for it?
Oh yes, you're right! I really don't know how he knew. But it certainly seemed as though he knew of the will's existence from the outset. Only he didn't refer to it as a will. What he said was a confession. The Asogi Papers. The Asogi Papers? I really can't tell you anything of the subsequent events. Because, well, what happened? Your dismissal, and the way you blocked it all from your memory. I've forgotten all this until today. I don't suppose it's relevant to the case, though. Well, anyway, thank you very much for sharing it with us, Mr. Vigil. We're very grateful. I'm afraid there's really little more I could tell you. My wife Eve will be here shortly, so I do hope I don't appear rude, but... No, not at all. Thank you again. At least he still has a wife that loves him.
But what will become of you now?
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I'm impersonating a police officer is a criminal offense, of course. I've imagined that once I'm fully recovered, I shall be arrested. Aw. I'm so sorry. Don't be, please. It was all my own doing. I always knew that this day would come. Well, I wish you well. Goodbye, Mr. Vigil. Ah! Before you go, there's just one thing.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah? What is it? The Asogi Papers. I be very grateful if you make no mention of the things I told you about them. Presumably for some good reason? It's my understanding that their very existence is a closely guarded secret. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hello,
Yeah, it makes sense.
It became
up front.
known that I remember.
Hey,
Looks
Fitz.
like a scene
Hi.
Well, it could be rather troublesome, I think.
Why are we talking to Virgil?
I understand. Some sort of will that Genshin Asogi penned just before his death,
Genshin Impact.
which the man
God
himself
damn it.
claimed was his last weapon. I wonder. Perhaps it has something to do with the plan to escape. If there's anyone who might know more about a document that Kazuma's father left behind,
It would be Mr. Vigil's governor.
Then we know precisely where we must go. Back to Berkeley Prison.
I just want to talk to Cosmo.
well, we can't yet.
Too bad. Who's Kazuma? There's never been a character named Kazuma.
I know a character called the Mask Man. I don't know where he went off, so.
I don't know where he went. Kind of just disappeared.
Oh, back again, are you?
Yes? Hello?
I heard all about your investigations. I just read the report list now. I just rolled an R that was not
I
there.
know, you rolled an R that didn't exist.
You found them, eh, Vigil?
Yes, luckily.
Well, anywho, the laddie doesn't work here anymore. So you can guess not to do it booklet. I wouldn't like to get the wrong idea about that.
Of course. Yes. Mr. Vigil stopped working at
I'll add words that have no odds to my note.
That was
Yes, we've seen his dismissal notice, haven't we? He was given the job.
gobbledygook you just said.
Aye, Kira. You can very well. So, how about the wee handcuff biscuit?
Biscuit.
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 Oh, they really are like little handcuffs, and as hard as irons too.
Ew. I don't want that. I got sensitive teeth.
Stale.
You're gonna eat the hardtack biscuits.
No!
You're gonna eat a hot, heavy clothesline to the throat. Do you know what a claymore kick is? Would you like to? So, what's brought you down here this day? This is just me fucking flexing that I can roll my R's, I swear. I'm not doing it intentionally.
Well, there's something else we'd like to ask you about, actually.
Is that so?
I believe there might have been a document that disappeared from Genshin Asoki's cell. Okay. I think it's been called the Asogi paper or something.
Ugh.
Did I not say
It's coming soon.
Gregson's death is not the things that might have happened to Barkley? Read the past to the past, laddie. It's not further about with irrelevant details.
His expression changed completely, and his accent got more stereotypical.
Hmm.
We're clearly,
Haggis!
we're clearly onto something here.
Haggis is a fun word to scream. That murderous butch execution and the whole miserable escape. They were Barclay's darkest hour, aye. A shocking embarrassment.
Because the convict had a collaborator on the prison staff, you mean?
Aye, for shame.
For shame.
I hated how that shame came out.
Shame.
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 For
Shame.
shame!
Shame.
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 It's a shameful thing, lost your head. A careless man who can wind up dead. A coroner confirmed the death of the man after his execution, Courtney Sheriff. Sith. Her name is Sith. I keep forgetting it's Sith, that's the bit. I can remember Genshin Impact.
In 2020,
And my chief warder at the time, Vigil, who was in charge of the whole affair.
your vision is 2020.
But Mr. Vigil says he didn't know anything about it.
Bullshit! How do I unlock Simon Belmont in a skateboarding game? I'll accept Solid Snake. I'm not joking, Simon Belmont's playable in this.
Smash 6, that's Pyramid Head.
You wish.
Belmont fucking ballin'.
I shall frank my stone some other time. I'm already buying multiple games this month.
Rascal wouldn't they say otherwise, eh? What handcuffs?
Oh boy, hardtack. Ah!
It's got weevils in it, that's how you know it's the good shit.
Protein! Protein!
Ah, this guy gets it!
And Neo,
Haggis!
and Neo died.
Oh, how could I say no? You can never have too much iron in your diet.
That's a... Yeah, you can.
Ah, come off it, you Magneto lover.
When Mr. Vigil was handed in his dismissal notice as a result of what had happened, he was so despairing he jumped out of your office window, didn't he?
The story of Frank Stone is a cautionary tale on why you should never buy weed from the gas station.
I didn't like to say it, I just said Vigil. It's time to get out of it. Did you not? Do you not think when you wanna jump from the chocolates can't be exposed, eh? Oh, I did.
You wouldn't say otherwise, though, would you?
Are you mocking me accent, you wee cunt? Oh, I'm floating on nothing. Ow! Oh, rail to the balls.
Oof.
Of course, I cannot shut all responsibility myself. I should never let her deceive me. As it is barely anyone that comes won't on the time with the time now. But Gregson haven't been murdered and Dr. Sith forbidden from having any visitors.
No visitors? Someone obviously doesn't want her giving anything away.
Well, we're not going home empty-handed.
Eat more hardtack, you wee cunt. You're so skinny.
That is the smallest teacup I ever seen.
Maybe it's just small because he's holding it.
I would not dream of sitting in your pocket. But not killer. Here, take a handcuff or two. Grow hair on your chest and hair on your ass. Really hair everywhere. Don't know where it comes from.
I don't need reminding.
Virus.
Oh, well, it would be rude to say no. One wants to become anemic.
Why is there a fire hydrant up here?
Guess there's fires.
Suppose that there's anybody who might still caring about what happened back then. Yeah, lost from the forensic division. Maria Gory.
Maria Gory?
Aye. Sis daughter. She didn't have no more, just the one. Only sis different deal in absolutes anyway. But the way Baines followed in her mom's footsteps, you didn't ever see her with a scalpel in her hand.
Ah.
Ah!
Mama, what is this? Ah! Where did she spring from?
Vox Machina.
Did you just call the doctor Mama?
Mother!
Mother!
Cheese!
I crave cheese.
Dr. Sai's daughter, Maria Gory. We could do with talking to her. Maria! I'm sorry. So, she's Dr. Sai's daughter, but her sword name is Gory?
Aye, there's some family history, I'm sure. But I dinna ken the ins and outs of it. She grew up watching her mums working with the bodies of folks who died in strange circumstances. And decided to do the same with her own life. I cannot understand it myself.
Perhaps she was driven by deep respect for her mother.
Perhaps any who she is in charge of Gregson's autopsy, I believe. My accent's changed again.
Right, and the coroner responsible for this incomplete report.
Someone told me once that the way lasses always loved our mum's stories about cutting up booties. There's even a woman she used to listen to funeral marches a lullaby. Bit fucked in the head.
Oh, then perhaps her mother might have told you about the autopsy from her case 10 years ago.
Her theme better include the DS series in it.
What's a DS series? Is that a Nintendo console?
Series.
I know what it actually is.
Yeah.
Being obnoxiously Scottish. Hey, it's there's a fighting chance at least. After all, there's a life-changing case before all of us.
We really need to speak to Miss Gory herself about this, I think. Well, thank you very much.
Go fuck yourself. I'm not happy about any part of this. It took years for Londoners to finally forget the whole professor business. Can you not get up on this, lad? Stop asking points and questions. Oh, the accent's falling apart.
I'm sorry, I don't understand you. I don't like dredging up these painful memories for everyone.
Can you not just say no? Still, no? Leave me alone and didn't come back here, eh?
Nope.
No, you should have stayed your ass in Scotland!
Oh, you're gonna be waiting. Racist that you wait, cunt. Out the window you go.
Ah!
How'd you know the cunt? Gotta know about laddie. There's not many folks even here in the prison who have heard of those papers. Hey, come put your head in my clock for a minute.
I'm good. Ah, well,
That wasn't a request.
I can't tell him Mr. Visual told me. Yeah, it's confidential, motherfucker.
I'm afraid that our sources must remain confidential, sir.
What do you mean?
Sorry, this is like I'm looking for games that have achievements, and the Godzilla game, Godzilla Unleashed doesn't have achievements. Save the Earth does though.
We've been led to believe the papers are actually a last will and testament. Is that right? The professors, or rather Genshin Asogi's.
What the fuck do you mean it's Godzilla's 70th anniversary this year?
Perfect time to release a new Godzilla game.
Fuck you! You will get retold Grimlock.
Aw.
I mean, we did get -1 last year, so I guess there's that.
I want a Godzilla Fighters though, and not like with like.
There is actually a rumored Godzilla game in development, but you're not gonna be happy with what it is.
What?
It is a human survival game where you have to survive in a Godzilla world, basically. It's very similar to a game called, at least how it's described, it sounds very similar to A City Shrouded in Shadow, at least according to the rumors.
Yeah, I heard about that City Shrouded in Shadows, but like, I want to be
Well, it's similar, but based in the, Monsterverse.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I think it's only rumored. I don't think it's ever been confirmed yet, but... Hey, that's right. You're well informed, Jimmy.
Oh, is that the end of a silent treatment? Well, then
I'll be right back.
after the convict's execution, it mysteriously vanished from his cell, didn't it? Hey Neo, guess who we gonna see next?
Kazuma!
No,
Fuck!
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Yay!
Actually, we're gonna see Peridot. I can't believe the miracle happened. You the wiener! You the wiener!
Me. You the winner! You the winner! Ah!
3 days, we're gonna miles all over everyone.
We're gonna investigate men.
Me looking at my Ace Attorney collections. Finally, I have them all. Well, except for Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton, but I don't think that's ever gonna get a re-release. Bro's from fucking Ohio, dude.
Evers, no, you're off a hot cock there. I think you didn't quite get your facts straight.
You mean full cock?
No! I was there in the cell. Exactly where I should have been.
Oh, not what we heard elsewhere. God, this guy's aggressively Irish. Oh, there's my toilet.
I'm Scottish!
He pulled one of the books down to activate the toilet.
Let me just away hook around. Around in here, I'm sure I can find it. My accent's up like between like 4 and 5 Scottish wrestlers. Aye, here you are. See?
The last will and testament of Genshin Asogi, written with a calligraphy brush.
Curse! I cannot read a word of those Japanese squiggles.
So someone didn't steal the papers.
But I mean, it says he leaves all his worldly possessions to his son back at his homeland.
Cosmo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, so it didn't have...
Yes, that's correct. That's a good. Just.
P.S. I killed all those people.
So these are the Asogi papers.
I killed them all, the children too.
I'm still curious that maybe there's still something
Aye, of
more.
course they are. Papers written by a Sugin, by Impact, no doubt about it.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm not sure about it.
I didn't understand a thing you said.
There's no mystery here, laddie. That's your lot. After all the stramishing, or that slassness there from an execution,
That word.
that's not an English word, laddie.
Yeah, you're Scottish.
I'm Scottish! Ow! Oh, I tore a little bit there.
Oh boy.
Well, I sent the man's possessions back to his clan in Japan. And that was the end of it.
Oh, really? I was just about to stare at it.
I think we ought to make a record of this, Mr. Naruhodo, just in case.
The Asogi papers. Sounds like someone's in pain.
One more thing before you go on your way, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh? Yeah?
Those papers are not to do with Gregson's death. I prefer if you didn't make no mention of them outside the office. Or rather, I would prefer it. Just prefer it. Consider it an order from the highest levels of our government.
Jeez.
I understand. I'm gonna...
Oh, well, we've leaked government secrets before. We can do it again.
Yeah.
Fucking do it again.
Do it again.
Hey, yo, why is Megalon got a sick dropkick?
So, this is the office of Prosecutor Sogi now, is it? Did they really?
Kino-sama is doing so well for himself.
They really did give the Van Zeke's office to him. Wow. Even though he's always forced to kneel on the floor, Japanese style, in that dark corner.
With the bats.
It's about to hit Sega style whenever he's working.
And wait, does that mean that Kazuma recreated that? What?
Kazuma.
Hey. I thought it wouldn't be long before you paid me a visit, Ryunosuke. I was right about what I said, wasn't I?
Sorry?
That you have all the makings of a great defense lawyer.
Well, I always believed that you fulfill your
Welcome
dream of
back.
advocating in the British courts. I should never imagine for 1 second that I would be as a prosecutor.
Seeing you stand in foreign courtrooms, currently realizing your dream, Kazuma. I'm truly happy for you.
And I am truly thankful to you, Judicial Assistant Mikotoba. Ryunosuke, I always thought it would be fun for you and I to shake up the British legal system a little together. Fuck. This isn't quite how I envisaged it, though. I suppose it's just another twist of fate.
Matt Hardy.
I learned a lot of things during my time in London.
Twisted
About how
Fate, League of
Susato's-
Legends.
About how Susato-san's father was himself a visiting student here once, along with Judge Igoku. And about what happened with your father.
Yeah. Then you will have no difficulty understanding
I still don't understand.
why I had no choice. Why I had to find a way to get to Britain as a visiting student myself.
I want to hear it from you, Kazuma.
As you wish, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Before we do that,
Can we examine the bats?
yeah.
Yay!
Ah!
Jesus Christ!
Ah!
You disturbed the bat!
Also, I was informed.
I swear to God, if you hurt a single one of those bats, I will end
No, we
your
didn't hurt
misery.
him. We didn't hurt
Now
him.
we saw bats, and I'm just remembering that I was informed that my dorm had a bat problem a while back.
Welcome
They
to
might
my
still be
world,
here.
bitch.
Welcome.
They
Welcome to Massive
also
World.
apparently have giant cockroaches and baby geckos in here.
Oh, the cockroach is ew, but tiny geckos, yay!
Oh
They
my
start-
God!
Start
Sorry,
making
Godzilla
like
just threw a fucking building at me.
Ooh.
it's like we thought about like what if the geckos ate the cockroaches? Wait, what if the cockroaches ate the geckos?
Oh,
I got fucking rad roaches living in my dorm.
you disturbed the bats, did you? Fitting companions of Lord Van Zeeks, wouldn't you say?
Actually, I've seen things flying in Lord Shangha's office too. Doves, I think.
Perhaps you have to like birds to attain rank in the judiciary here. But bats aren't although bats aren't birds, of course. Just
capybaras
flying
can be
animals.
fish.
How about a sparrow for you?
How about a loggerhead shrike? What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. Sorry. Just thinking out loud.
That's cute. He was thinking of giving an animal companion to Kazuma. That's cute.
I think Ryunosuke would look great with a phoenix.
just a hunch.
Yeah, just a hunch. It's getting on for a year now, since what happened on the SS. Bruh. We were heading across the ocean from Japan to Great Britain when a bizarre series of coincidences led to those tragic events. I thought I'd lost my boyfriend forever. I'm not saying best friend anymore.
I must have been unconscious for a long time. When I awoke, I was lying on a bed. It was a narrow little room. There was a posy of flowers by the pillow. It took me a little while to realize that I was in the cabin of the ship. I slipped out of the room and headed up onto the deck. And I jumped ship!
Were you already suffering from amnesia at that point?
Well,
Yes.
Capra was
I
trying
didn't
to
know what
avoid
had
that.
happened or where I was. There was just this
Yeah,
voice
just
in
listen
my
to fuck.
head. You have something you have to do. Something no one else can know about. Go to Great Britain. Your task awaits you there.
Is he a sleeper agent?
Oh god, dude. It was a calling I couldn't ignore. It compelled me relentlessly.
Fucking imagine if that was the case.
That would suck, dude. No, not my poor Kazuma. Out on deck, I saw that I was on a huge steamship and we were docked in a large port.
See, your sleeper code agent
It must
phrase
have
is
been
die
Hong Kong.
funny.
And die funny!
Eating a burger with no honey mustard.
Yes, it must have been. Yes, it must have been. Presumably just before they were due to carry your body off the ship.
I had no idea of the situation, but I did have the feeling that this was in some way my last chance. So I concealed myself among the disembarking passengers and went ashore. Then I disappeared into the crowded streets of that foreign port city. So I could plan my onward journey to Great Britain. Just under a year ago, with all my past memories lost to me, I was left behind in Hong Kong. Everything was foreign to me. The sights, the sounds, the smells. My head reeled. I was truly at a loss. I realize now that I had escaped as a dead man, with nothing but the clothes on my back. No money, of course.
Ah, so you're a Ronin.
Ronan the accuser.
God damn it.
That is literally what he is.
I know that. What? Yeah. And Skipper died.
Oh, how terrifying for you.
Luckily, though, I had 2 feathers in my cap.
One
One being your knowledge of it. Whoops.
Shut up! You're not me! One being your knowledge of English, I suppose. Let me see those foolish molars.
That's right.
Bro.
And on the back of that, I was able to pick up some work as a deckhand on a cargo ship.
Shut up, fool, and let me see those foolish molars of yours.
What does that mean?
Have you not heard of the fucking molar joke with the fucking Narumitsu? There's this art. Hold on, I had to just find the image.
I think I got the image.
I found it. Put it muted.
I have the original version. If I can, you know, get it.
Bruh. Brr-ah.
If anyone has to see my teeth in public, I'm punching in the fucking nose.
There you go.
They Yurified it. Eventually, after calling at countless ports, I finally arrived at Dover. That must have been some 3 months ago now.
Your formidable tenacity of purpose showing itself again. I mean, the man had lost his memory and had literally nothing to his name. But he still managed to make his way to London on the opposite side of the world. Amazing.
Of course. I had no idea why I'd moved heaven and earth to get here at that point.
So how did you end up becoming Lord Van Zeek's apprentice then?
Literally, cause Strongheart is like, here, take this random guy. That can only be called an extraordinary stroke of luck,
me a lot
really.
of money.
You see, I was stopped at the border because I had no papers. They took me straight to Scotland Yard. And by sheer coincidence, Lord Strongheart was there to attend a meeting. That's when the second feather in my cap came into play.
Literally a feather.
But this has been your knowledge of the law?
I am truly Robin Hood.
Yes, exactly. Lord Strongheart was curious about an Easterner with intimate knowledge of British law.
Yeah, you don't really get that.
He took me back with him to the Supreme Court and assigned me to the prosecutor's office.
And then, 9 days ago... Whoa, art style.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. Sorry.
You finally got your memory back after the trial involving Trevor.
Just that screenshot is just Bioshock splicers saying they'll shit bigger than you.
Yes, I did.
Hey, let's talk about your dad. Ever since I first met you at Yome, you talked about your dream.
Mark my words, Ryunosuke. I'll be chosen as a visiting student and make my way to Great Britain someday.
I can't tell if your voice changed if your voice changed. Like, when it's just like, I don't know what to call this version of Cosma, Prosecutor Cosma. I can't tell if your Lawyer Cosma and Prosecutor Cosma voice is slightly different.
I mean, with tone, It's different.
Did you know the...
I might be making Prosecutor Cosmo like a bit more husky.
Yeah. Did you know the entire time about what happened to your father here? He's dead.
16 years ago. Oh no! When my father left on that exciting trip to Great Britain, I was just a boy.
I was a boy.
We took a photograph together the day before his departure. No! It's my last memory of him.
And you still had that haircut when you were little?
Fuck off, freaking Oscar! My
Wow,
hair is
what a-
fine!
So
Your
did
fucking
Phoenix.
dad hated you.
So did Phoenix. So did Phoenix.
Yeah, but Phoenix's hair is awesome.
Edgeworth.
Bullied for all eternity.
No! But what I remember most about my father is his unswerving sense of justice.
And you still had that haircut?
What the fuck happened with my eyes? I just saw like
What else
red
cute on
for
you?
a split second. What the fuck happened to me?
You got pissed.
You're tired of the haircut.
I literally saw like a frame of like red cover my entire vision. What the fuck happened?
You got pissed.
What happened?
Creeper.
I think,
Ba-ba-da-da-da-da.
I think I'm going insane. 6 years after he left, a gentleman called at our family home. He told me that Genshin, my father, had been taken ill in England and passed away.
So that
Oh, so he was lied about his death too. Uh-oh.
Your dad is dead! Your dad is dead! Grabs Iris, starts shaking.
It was Professor Mikotoba, your father's Chisato-san.
Oh my.
So it was his adopted dad that told him that his friend was dead.
Ever since then, the professor was very good to me. He even helped to fund my university education at Yume. I'll be forever in his debt. But nevertheless, I just couldn't bring myself to believe what he told me.
Even if he was my foster dad. And Skipper died.
Oh.
Then one day, a letter arrived at our house from Britain. There was no indication of the sender, so I opened it assuming it was from an old acquaintance of my father. What I read in that letter changed my entire life.
What did it say?
It said that my father had been a mass
You're gay as
murderer,
hell!
and the writer cursed the Asogi name.
Oh
Oh, God. As a result of that letter, I found out what had been hidden from me all those years. So yeah, he does think that. He probably does think that the professor killings were his father. Presumably, the letter was sent from a relative of one of the victims. If whoever it was had been a member of the judiciary, he could have been present at the closed trial. The letter revealed that my father had been sentenced to death, executed for being a killer.
I'm so sorry you had to find out that way.
I imagine the British government did its very best to silence whoever sent that letter. But someone who knew the truth and couldn't bear the resentment was always going to be a problem. There was a newspaper cutting included with the letter. It was the first I'd ever heard of the professor and his terrible killing spree.
Well, what did my father have to say about the letter?
I couldn't bring myself to show it to him,
What? Why not?
because he deliberately concealed the truth from me by telling me my father was taken by a fatal illness. Yeah, that couldn't have been easy for him, and he'd done it out of consideration for my feelings. So instead, I showed the letter to Judge Jikoku. What? Why him?
The other
Oh, to
visiting
the other
student.
visiting student, and that's why. He faltered for the briefest of moments, but then he just laughed the letter off. But in that moment, I saw it on his face. He was undeniably shocked, shaken momentarily, before recovering his poise. A year later, my bereaved mother succumbed to the strain of grief, and she too— No! Fuck!
Damn.
And she too passed away. That's when I made up my mind that one day, without fail, I would cross the seas to Britain and seek the truth for myself. So yeah, he does want to figure out if Genshin is truly a killer or not. The truth about my father, Genshin Asogi. And I wouldn't let anyone stand in my way.
That's deep, bro.
Awesome.
What we learned today in court turned things completely on their head. It was an impressive piece of lawyering, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Lord Van
No,
Zeeks
it wasn't. It was shite.
Lord Van Zeeks isn't a Reaper, you know. I almost don't want to believe it myself, but it turns out the Inspector Gregson himself, the victim, was.
It's clear that the inspector was behind the Reaper's activity all along.
What?
Damn, you knew?
You mean you knew?
So then, the
It's
real
clear.
question
Could
is,
have fooled
who's
me.
been giving orders to the inspector? So there's even more to this.
Happened.
So now we have someone giving orders to Gregson
Well, yeah,
to give orders to
That
Shin.
is what Lord Van Zeek said.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oops.
I'm
He
telling
said
you
there was an
guys.
entire order.
I'm telling you
Oops.
guys. I'm telling y'all right now. This is all Moriarty's fault somehow.
There's no Moriarty in this game.
It's the Templars.
From what the person like I've been tagging has told me, that the professor is supposed to be the Moriarty, but like they're not like actually like
The Moriarty.
like it's supposed to be just a reference, but and it's not like any real bearing on like the connection between the two. The real question is, who's been giving orders to the inspector?
Is someone at the top.
Yes, Barak Van Zeeks is the real Reaper.
Well, that's certainly
Oh,
at the
no.
top.
So yeah, he does think that Barak is the Reaper. Uh-oh! And I know that 10 years ago, it was him who decided my father must be a mass murderer and sent him to his grave.
No, he was merely seeing that justice was done as the law dictates. He's not to blame.
Ultimately, it's people who condemn people. The law is just a tool that they use to do it. And when a man condemns another, he must take responsibility for his actions. Of course he must. But I know for certain that my father would never have taken another man's life.
Kazuma.
Okay, so yeah, this makes sense now. On the contrary, my father's life was taken by the Reaper! Okay, that's a lot to process.
That's a lot to unpack, bro.
Ooh.
Well, with
came up
Zaza
to-
expert, not Zaza master.
This came up in the
Okay.
trial, didn't it? As something a little dubious, I mean. The fact that no time of death was recorded on Inspector Gregson's autopsy report.
I'm posting Skip in the group chat.
Yes, there were some unexpected turns in the core room earlier. The suggestion you came up with certainly took everyone by surprise. The idea that the victim died the previous day at some other location is quite something.
Well, considering when the pocket watch has stopped and the scorch marks on the candle, it's certainly a distinctive possibility. The evidence and the scene both point to it.
To be honest, it bothered me too. So I paid a visit to the autopsy room earlier. The coroner responsible wasn't there, but I got a name. It's Dr. Gory.
You're troubling me a lot, actually. Fuck off.
If one cover you, Kazuma-sama. We'd very much like to speak with the coroner, too.
Of course. The last thing I want is for anything to be brushed under the carpet. Scotland Yard Autopsy Laboratory is behind Lowgate Cemetery.
Lowgate's by Barclay Prison, you mean? Base Dr. Doom protecting penance. Let's go.
No.
Yes, fuck Speedball! Fuck Speedball!
Speedball superiority! Penance was the fucking worst!
Penance was the best! I'm gonna
Penance is
cosplay
the
as
worst.
him one day!
Speedball superiority!
No!
Who has a Marvel Legends figure? Speedball!
Don't worry, I'll get my Penance Marvel Legend figure one day.
People like to forget that Penance exists!
I don't. I remind people I'm still here.
That's a good way to get punched!
You you know it, do you? The prison where my father was incarcerated and robbed of his life.
Kazuma-sama.
You see, when I play Ultimate Alliance 2, I'm gonna have Penance as me. Well, thank you. We'll pay a visit to the laboratory later today.
How's it feel knowing that your favorite character is tortured his dog?
No comment.
Ryunosuke, I want to thank you.
What for? You need some water.
For this. Karuma! You safeguarded the soul of the Asogi clan.
It's playing Nocturne.
Yeah, I know. Eh.
Well, it is a famous sword that's been in your family for generations. My only slight regret is that I never got the chance to draw it before I return it to you.
Oh. Kuruma is said to have been forged by a master swordsmith during the Sengoku warring states period. I come from a long lineage of warriors, many of whom were expert swordsmen.
Are you Black Quill's ancestor? Well then, you're a chip off the old block, I'd say.
This blade, Kuruma, is the symbol of the Asogi clan's honor and might. Apparently, one of my father's apprentices even took the blade's name for a surname.
Really?
Well, we know where the karmas come from now, I guess.
Kuruma? It does sound formidable, that's for sure.
"16 years ago, when my father was a visiting student here in London, he had this sword forever at his side. Which is why it means so much to me that I have it by my side again now, too. And that is all thanks to you."
It was an honor.
Now kiss. Now, I have preparations to make for tomorrow. Perhaps I said a little too much.
Yeah.
Lord Dump, Lord Dump.
Kazuma,
No.
you've changed.
No, Ryunosuke. I haven't changed at all. It's you who's changed. Oh boy, and it's back to his prosecutor theme. Ooh.
I can't completely understand your resentment of Lord Van Zeeks given what happened.
Ooh.
But the fact is, those events in this case are, well...
Unrelated? Is that what you want to say? How can you be so sure?
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Bitch.
That man is the Reaper. And it's for that reason that the inspector was killed. I'm going to prove as much in court tomorrow, by whatever means necessary.
I can't let you do that, Kazuma.
God damn. Oh,
Can't let
that's
you
such
do
a
that, Star Fox.
that's such a good shift. Like them just being
Oh my god!
like them being able to reminisce like that, but as soon as Van Zeeks comes up, they're on totally different wavelengths. And just like hearing that shift in the music is it's so good, dude. I know you'll do whatever you have to as a lawyer.
I will do everything I can as a prosecutor.
Yep. But I'm sure I don't need to tell you that I won't be taking any prisoners in the courtroom.
I would expect nothing less.
Until tomorrow, then. In the Old Bailey. God damn, dude. Holy shit.
We're gonna go to the next location and save.
That was awesome, dude. Holy fuck.
I can't let you do that, Kazuma. Wow, she changed this place up real quick.
Whoa! I didn't even notice. Holy shit.
Can I voice Maria from now on?
No.
Why?
And why am I playing basketball with Gigan and Godzilla?
That's a very good question. Wait, why haven't I stopped recording?